guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited today because it's the end of the year. Well, it's the beginning of the year because I'm a little bit late on this. So I'm very excited to talk about some of my favorite movies of this year. This is not going to be a top 10 list because I don't have 10 films to talk about. I have 6. Those 6 I'm really excited to talk about. So let's get started with this video. First, I want to talk about Booksmart. Booksmart is a movie that was directed by Olivia Wilde. It's about Molly and Amy, two best friends who have been extremely well behaved throughout all of their high school career, and the time has come for them to graduate. But they feel like they haven't really done anything else but studying throughout their whole high school years. So they want to take this one night to go crazy and party and do everything that they didn't do throughout those years. This movie was really funny. I especially loved the relationship between Molly and Amy. I think with these types of, party high school movies, we don't really get to see that really true friendship between, two girls. I feel like these types of movies are mostly boys. Usually, like, I think of Superbad, I think of, American Pie or something like that. I think it was refreshing to see two girls who are best friends. It was just a really enjoyable movie, and I loved the performances from the two main actresses, of course. I think they're really talented. I especially love Caitlin Dever now. I watched her series Unbelievable. It's very heavy. It's extremely different from Booksmart. I also really like Billie Lourd in this movie. I think she's awesome, and her character was just really weird. You guys know I love coming of age stories and teen movies. By the way, you can watch Booksmart on Hulu. Up next, I want to talk about Marriage Story. Marriage Story, of course, it's a movie that stars Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. We have seen plenty of memes of this movie all over Twitter, especially with that fight scene that everybody was talking about. And while I do like to laugh at the memes, I did think it was an amazing scene. So Marriage Story was directed by Noah Baumbach, and it was actually inspired by his own divorce and what he went through while he was divorcing. It's, of course, I guess not a marriage story, but a divorce story. So in this movie, Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver's characters are going through a divorce. We get to see all of the ups and downs of what that looks like. Of course, there's a lot more downs than ups, but we get to see how much of a toll it takes on a person to go through something like that. I thought Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver were just fantastic in this movie. Their performances were, to me, they were outstanding. And I know that a lot of people like to kind of dismiss that whole fight scene that I think was one of the best scenes in the movie. I honestly thought it was really believable the way that they fought. I was honestly speechless when I watched it. I felt like I couldn't move. Like I said, there's a lot of different takes on this movie. I personally thought it was fantastic, truthful, and just very heartbreaking. And I think it does include some of the best performances of 2019 from both Scarlett and Adam Driver. So the next movie I'm going to talk about is Little Women by director Greta Gerwig. And of course it stars my girl Saoirse Ronan, Timothée Chalamet, Emma Watson, Florence Pugh. This movie, I just watched it. They weren't playing it anywhere in the Dominican Republic, and I was so mad. But I finally watched it as soon as I got here to LA. I thought the movie was just delightful. I felt like smiling throughout the whole movie. Of course, there were some heartbreaking scenes, especially with Saoirse Ronan's character. I think she was amazing. Honestly, she's probably my favorite actress. And I'm not just saying that because she was my roommate, but I don't think I'll ever get tired of that joke. I just think Saoirse Ronan is so amazing in every single character that she plays. I don't know if she just takes great roles. I don't know if she works with great directors, but she truly is an amazing actress, and I love her, and I will always watch her movies. I also really love Florence's performance as Amy. I think this movie will be one of those movies that will get played over and over, during Christmas or whenever you turn on the TV. It will be remembered for a long time. It feels very familiar. I guess, it's a remake, of course, but it's still so charming and such a feel-good movie that you kind of want to watch again and again. I don't think I would get tired of it. I did think some parts of this movie were kind of rushed, and it kind of jumped around a little bit too much, which is why it's not on my number 1 spot. I thought it went a little bit too fast at some points. Like, I think Amy and Laurie's relationship could have been explored a little bit more. I thought it was pretty rushed. But I mean, I understand there's a lot of characters in this movie, there's a lot of events that happen, there's, you know, going to flashbacks in the present, so it was a lot. Like I said, I still really enjoyed it. I think it was just delightful. I was very excited to watch this movie, of course, because it has Saoirse Ronan, Timothée Chalamet, Greta Gerwig. That's just my combo of people. Lady Bird is probably one of my favorite films of all time. So yeah, I was really excited to watch Little Women. Okay, now we're on to the top 3. And the number 3 spot is The Farewell. The Farewell is a movie by Lulu Wang and it stars Awkwafina. It's the story of Billy, who is Chinese American, and she finds out that her grandma, or her Nai, is very sick and is going to die soon. But she's back in China. She is told that she cannot tell her grandma that she is sick. Everyone in the family knows that she's sick except for Nai, or the grandma. So they all go to China, they all act like everything is normal around her, and she is the only one who doesn't know that she's actually dying. It's a very heartbreaking movie, but it's so damn beautiful. It's such a beautiful movie. Just the cinematography was just breathtaking to me. I guess from the content that I make here on YouTube, you guys know I really appreciate family. I guess this is more of a Chinese tradition to not tell, you know, the person that they're sick. And I actually could really relate to that, because in my family, they don't like to say some things that will be kind of hard on us. They have hidden things from me in the past just so that I don't worry and stuff like that. So I could really relate to the aspect of the movie. Thought Awkwafina was amazing. I had never seen Awkwafina in something that wasn't, you know, a comedic role, or her rapping, or her, you know, just being a comedian, because that's originally what she is. But honestly, she blew my mind as a drama actress. I thought she was very, I guess, truthful. And I think just as it was heartbreaking, it was also pretty funny. Yeah, it was just such a... Mi amor, vamos a ver. ¿Qué pasó? So yeah, I thought this movie was a masterpiece, and I'm very excited to see what Lulu Wang is gonna create next. I know that this movie was based on her own experiences, and you could tell it was a very deeply personal piece. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I really liked it. Now we're moving on to the top 2. So in second place is The Last Black Man in San Francisco. This is a movie that I feel like went under everyone's radar. I haven't really seen anybody talking about it. I looked for reviews on YouTube and I didn't really see a lot of people reviewing it, which makes me really sad, because this movie I completely loved. It's the directorial debut of director Joe Talbot, and I was honestly just so surprised by it. It's about a man named Jimmy Fails and his friend Monty, and Jimmy has this fixation on a house in San Francisco. He goes there every single day to just kind of take care of it from the outside, because there's people living in the house. He is obsessed with the house. This is probably one of the most unique movies that I've ever seen. The first 5 minutes alone in the movie is enough to say that this is a masterpiece. Those first 5 minutes had me with the biggest smile on my face. Just the way that it was edited, and the way that it was shot, and just the music that was chosen, the score, it was just, everything was just so charming. This movie was charming. That is my word for this movie. The movie just had such a specific style and character to it that it just made it a joy to watch, like genuine joy to watch, and the characters were so damn likable. I really think this movie is a masterpiece, and I'm so sad that it's not getting any, you know, any recognition. At least I haven't heard anyone talking about this movie. I watched it because it's from A24, and I really like A24 films, as you guys can see from my list, and from my own taste in movies. I think they produce really great movies. So I watched it because it is from that studio, but truly I haven't heard anybody talking about it, and it's such a shame. If you guys have Amazon Prime, it's on there, so please go watch it. You will be just delighted. I just don't know how else to explain it. It's just a delight of a movie. And it was my number 2 because my number 1 movie of 2019 is Parasite. And this is not a surprise. I've been tweeting just constantly about that movie. It is truly a masterpiece and it's one of the best movies of the decade. I truly believe that. It's from director Bong Joon-ho. He is a Korean filmmaker. The movie is in Korean. And oh my gosh, what a movie. It just has so many ups and downs and twists. It doesn't have twists just for the sake of, oh my god, this will definitely stun the audience. Everything is so well thought out, from the production design, from the cinematography. Everything is just, oh my god. There's so much symbolism. There's so much culture embedded into the story. It just blew my mind. This movie is about a poor family that infiltrates one by one into this rich family. They all end up working for the rich family, but they don't tell them that they are all related. Basically, they're trying to scam this family so hard. I'm not kidding when I tell you, like, this was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, but also one of the most twisted. I feel like it's so many different genres in one movie. It's not a horror movie. I originally thought it was horror when I first went to watch it, because that's how it's been kind of marketed as. I don't know if in Korea it's that way, but I guess here it was kind of marketed as a horror movie, even all of the trailers before that movie were horror. But I was really surprised. It's not horror. It's more of a thriller. I feel like it's also a comedy. Like, it's so funny. The comedy in it is so smart. I've seen so many theories and just videos about this movie and podcasts and everything because I just really can't get enough of it. Next week, they're actually doing a Q&A with Bong Joon-ho at a movie theater, and I still don't know if I'm gonna go because that same day is the premiere of Weathering With You, which is an anime movie that I really want to watch. So I'm kind of trying to decide what I should do. If I had a chance to just, be in the same room as Bong Joon-ho and kind of maybe ask him a question, I don't know, that would be amazing. But also I want to watch Weathering With You. What should I do? Please let me know in the comments. There's so many little details to the story that, because I'm not Korean, obviously I didn't understand, I guess, at first, but then I read so many facts and theories and stuff like that just how the Korean culture is embedded into the story of, even like the upper Korean class and then the lower class. Everything was just so carefully crafted. I'm just in awe of this movie. It was truly just so amazing. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, please go watch Parasite. I know that it will be nominated for many Academy Awards, hopefully Best Picture. So I'm guessing that they will show it again in theaters if it's not playing near you. Pretty sure that they will probably play it just because it's getting so much Oscar buzz and just award buzz. Okay, so those were my favorite films of 2019. There were 6 movies. I still have a lot of other movies that I want to watch that I haven't had the chance to watch yet, but I just really wanted to make this video before it was too late. Some of the movies that I do still want to watch are Honey Boy. I watched the trailer and I feel like it's a movie that I would really like. I feel like it's kind of my type of movie. It stars Shia LaBeouf. I really want to watch Uncut Gems because I've heard really good things about it. I really want to watch Knives Out, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. That was another movie that I really wanted to watch before I made this video, but I couldn't. But I've heard that it's really good, and from the trailers that I've seen, it looks absolutely beautiful. So if you guys have watched any of those movies, please let me know what you thought of them. Please, no spoilers. Other than that, please let me know your top movies of 2019. I really want to know. I want to see if you guys agree with me in some of these movies, or if you have a lot of other movies that maybe I didn't mention. Please let me know in the comments. Whenever I do watch those movies that I mentioned that I still want to watch, I will probably talk about them on my Twitter or my Instagram, which I always do. But also, I just recently started using Letterboxd because a lot of people have asked me if I have a Letterboxd, and I made one a long time ago and I used it extensively that one day. But after that, I never used it again until I watched The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I felt like I needed to make a little review for it, so I did. And yeah, I'm gonna try to start using it more. So if you guys want to follow me on Letterboxd, I will link it down below, and my Instagram and my Twitter as well. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.